Hello there, good evening, and welcome to the Football Tribe YouTube channel. My name is Robert K. Sarkos. Welcome back from the Monday Night Football, where Arsenal managed to beat Crystal Palace by a goal to nil. If you're neutral, I'm sure you did enjoy the game, and if you're an Arsenal fan, you will acknowledge that some moments of the game were a bit nervy, especially after the sending off of Takahiro Tomiyasu. Mikel Arteta continued to surprise us with his new system that he's trying out with Thomas Partey support back, but in a game that largely portrayed them with a back three. Aaron Ramsdale was in goal, Ben White was in there, Takahiro Tomiyasu on the left side of defense, while William Saliba led the centre back. In midfield, it was Declan Rice at the pivots, with the support of Martin Odegaard and Kai Havertz. Up front, Gabriel Martinelli, Edin Nketiah, and Bukayo Saka. Much as what we expected. It wasn't until late on that Zinchenko was brought on. Jorginho, one of the other substitutes, was brought in, but Arsenal could only pip Crystal Palace with a penalty after a foul from goalkeeper Johnston against Edin Nketiah in what was a quick free kick that was started by Bukayo Saka, and then Edin Nketiah was fouled in the area. The referee had to point to the penalty spot. Martin Odegaard, the captain, stepping up there to take the penalty, and he was able to convert it calmly. Takahiro Tomiyasu got his booking, the first yellow card for what appeared to be time wasting, but I think he was wrongly judged. If you observe the spell during which he had the ball was about 8 seconds, according to the figures. Earlier, the delay had come from I think Kai Havertz, who held the ball fast there before handing it over to Takahiro Tomiyasu. Then about 7 or 8 minutes later, he was given a second yellow card for having appeared to have pulled Jordan Ayew there when Crystal Palace were attempting to go into an attack. But when you look at the footage closely, it doesn't appear much of a foul, or it's more or less a dive from Jordan Ayew. But well, Takahiro Tomiyasu paid the ultimate penalty when he got sent off there. So Arsenal had to finish the game with down to 10 men, but they managed to grind it out to keep their lead. They managed to frustrate Crystal Palace, limited them to a chance or two during that spell. Arteta was able to bring on players that helped them retain the ball late on in the game, and that game management, and they were able to grind it out. So Arsenal become the third team to have won their opening 2 fixtures of the Premier League this season. That is after Brighton, who are leading the pack. Brighton have won 2 games on the spin, winning 4-1. That was against Luton Town, and over the weekend against Wolverhampton Wanderers. Manchester City at the other side, remember they beat up against Burnley 3-0, their opening game, and over the weekend they were able to beat Newcastle by a goal to nil. So Arsenal joined them, having beaten Nottingham Forest on match day 1 by 2-1, and 1-0 yesterday against Crystal Palace. Manchester City are yet to concede a goal this season. So, but speaking of Manchester City, it is reported that manager Pep Guardiola had to undergo emergency surgery after experiencing some severe back pain. He had to fly to Barcelona, where he underwent surgery. So do not be surprised when you see his assistant Yoanma on the touchline there leading Manchester City in the weekend when they take on Sheffield United there. Sorry about that. Power blackout there. It's Uganda. Anything can happen at any time. But sorry about that. So we will continue. Anyway, away from Manchester City and match day 2 of the Premier League completely done. Allow me to give you my best 11 of the weekend from match day 2. So again, I deployed the system of the 3-5-2 this time around. So in goal, I'll go with Matt Turner, the goalkeeper for Nottingham Forest. I thought he was crucial for ensuring that Nottingham Forest got all 3 points on Friday. Then in the back, I went with the back three of Pavis Estupiñán, very potted there over the weekend as Brighton won 4-1 against Wolves, scoring a goal and providing an assist. Then I went with William Saliba. He was a rock in that Arsenal defense as they beat Crystalpalace by goal to nil, while the other was Christian Romero, very industrious as they beat Tottenham, as Tottenham beat against Manchester United by 2-0 over the weekend. So that was my backline. In the midfield, I deployed Papa Matsa again from Tottenham. I thought he was very good, managed to score the opening goal there. In addition, I brought in Kaoul Mitoma from Brighton. That brilliant goal that he scored against Wolves over the weekend. He also did provide an assist for Pavis Estupiñán, who made it 2-0 at the time. I added on Phil Foden, who I thought was exceptional in their game against Newcastle as they won 1-0 over the weekend again. Then I also brought in James Ward-Prowse from West Ham as they beat Chelsea by 3-1. He had a wonderful debut there, providing 2 assists for the first goal and then for the second goal, assisting Mikel Antonio there. Then finally in midfield, I went with Dominic Szoboszlai. Now, of course, there were many great performers in midfield, but I thought Dominic Szoboszlai, who is also new in this Liverpool team, did put on a great show. Putting on that shirt number 8, if you remember, it was Gerrard that used to don that shirt, and he did wonders for Liverpool in that shirt. So Dominic Szoboszlai appears to be that he will be replicating the sort of performances that the shirt number deserves. Then moving on, at the front line, I went with Johan Visa of Brentford. Very crucial player there. Opened the scoring for Brentford as they beat up against Fulham by 3-0. And then the other was Solly March, who managed to score a brace as Brighton beat 4-1 against Wolves. So that was my best 11 over the weekend for match day 2. But I do have some honorary mentions, as you'd love to put it, or on the bench. Now in there I have Arsenal's Declan Rice. I thought he was very solid in that midfield on Monday night. I do have Jovis Bissouma from Tottenham. I thought he did perform very well over the weekend. I do have Leon Bailey from Aston Villa as they beat Everton by 4-0. Did provide an assist and score 1 in that game. I do have Kyle Walker, who I thought was another big performer from Manchester City's game against Newcastle. I do have Luis Diaz for Liverpool there. I did think he did also perform incredibly well over the weekend. So those were my picks from all the 10 games of the Premier League. Please let me know who your picks would have been or what your best 11 would be from the weekend there. Otherwise, that's it for me. If you're new, kindly click that subscription button and turn on the notification so that we can grow this channel. And if you're regular, do not forget to comment, like, and share with your friends. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching and see you next time.